Hello and welcome to the PC3 and Media pregame show. I'm here with Devin Alsman and Johnny Clumpy. And earlier this week, I got the chance to sit down with Valpo head coach Bill Marshall. Hi, I'm Brody Kosierra, and I'm here with Coach Marshall. Valpo this week is taking on Crown Point. How is preparing your team this week different from last week, since Crown Point is going to be a much tougher opponent?
Yeah, good question. I think, the biggest thing for us is just minimizing distractions. It's homecoming week and there's a lot of excitement around the school, but again, a lot of people, hopefully over 5,000 are going to be there to watch a football game, and then all the festivities ensue that later on Saturday. So just keeping the distractions to a minimum, but in all honesty, we're going to prepare like we've prepared every other week, and that is just focusing on our job, attention to detail, and doing what we need to do to put both offense, defense, and special teams in a position to have success.
How was that Philly special play drop?
Just first, second, third down, and they're punting in a matter of under 2 minutes. So trying to sustain drives, trying to keep the clock rolling, put our defense in good position to go ahead and kind of gather their thoughts and also their breath, and then get back out there and play another great series of football.
Thank you, Coach. It's been a great week here. I hope you win this game this week.
Awesome. I appreciate it. Thanks, Brody.
The color commentator, this is
Devin Alsman, your analyst.
And tonight we have a marquee matchup in the Northwest Indiana region with the 5-0 Crown Point Bulldogs taking on the 4-1 Valparaiso Vikings. Both teams are 3-0 in the DAC conference, and the winner of tonight's game will most likely decide the winner of the conference at the end of the season. Also coming in tonight, Craig Buzea, Crown Point's head coach, is looking for his 250th career win, and he is in his 32nd season coaching, fourth at Crown Point, where he is 33-7 with the Bulldogs. And Devin, what are your thoughts on tonight's game?
My thoughts on tonight's game is we're going to see a lot of offense tonight. Crown Point against Portage. Crown Point scored a bunch of points against each other. And then Valpo versus Chesterton went into overtime and ended with the score of 22-21. So I think we'll be seeing some offense. And we saw Valpo with their Philly special. They'll be trying to utilize different plays tonight.
And Crown Point against Portage put up 58 points, which is a crazy amount of points to put up, especially in a conference game. And then Valpo's offense scored 2 touchdowns when it mattered the most last week. Obviously, they kind of struggled for early in the game, but the last 2 drives, they scored 2 touchdowns when it mattered the most. And earlier in the season, they put up 42 points twice, so I'm expecting a shootout, especially with the numbers that this Crown Point team can put up. So, Devin, what are your keys to the game?
My keys to the game for Valpo, it will be stopping the pass. This year, Crown Point's got a QB with over 1,000 yards, 5 wide receivers with over 100. So they needed to put a stop to all of their players right now.
My key for Valpo is to keep pace with this Crown Point offense. That's the only chance they're going to win this game. Not even a knock on the Valparaiso defense, but this Crown Point offense is just so good. I don't think any team in Indiana can slow them down. So if Valpo wants to stay in this game and win this game, they have to keep pace offensively.
My key to the game for Crown Point is watch out for Berta. He had an off game last against Chesterton, but if he bounces back, Crown Point's going to have to worry about him. He has 563 yards and 6 touchdowns this year.
My key to the game for Crown Point is keep your time of possession up. For them, if they want to win this game, they need to keep the ball out of Valpo's offense hands and not let it go to a shootout like Valpo did week 1 against Penn, where the final score was 49-42 with Penn winning. If Crown Point wants to win this game, they need to wear down the Valpo defense, and keep Valpo's offense off the field for as long as possible, so they can start pulling away.
Yeah, and that's something Coach Marshall was talking about. For Valpo, he was talking about minimize the time defense for Valpo's on the field and don't have any 3-and-outs for offense.
So who are your players to watch in tonight's game, Devin?
My players to watch is a duo of linebackers for Valpo, Adam C. and Ben Fedorchak. Adam C. is a senior. In 5 games has 37 tackles for an average of 7.4. and 3 tackles for loss, while Ben Fedorchak, a junior, in 3 games has 32 tackles for an average of 10.7 per game, 1 tackle for loss, and 1 fumble recovery.
And who is your player to watch for Crown Point?
My player to watch for Crown Point is tight end Trevor Gibbs, who is a junior. In 5 games, he has 18 receptions for 353 yards, 5 touchdowns, a long of 62, and averaging 70.6 yards per game.
My play to watch for Crown Point is the QB, the 3-star Miami of Ohio commit, Noah Elric. He has 1,139 passing yards on the year for an average of an absurd 227 passing yards a game and 18 total touchdowns and 0 turnovers. He is an elite quarterback, highest level in this entire conference, and Valpo is going to need to do their most defensively to stop him, as you talked about, as your key to the game. And then my play to watch for Valpo is another linebacker, Brendan Gagan, the senior linebacker, who we've talked about a lot on these broadcasts and was my player to watch previously. On the season, through 5 games, he has 47 tackles for an average of 9.4 tackles a game. He has a tackle for loss, a sack, and 2 interceptions. In just last game, he had 18 total tackles and 1 interception. And speaking of Brendan Gagan, we got to sit down with him today, earlier today, and ask him about his thoughts about tonight's game.
Hello, this is Johnny Clumpy, your color commentator, and Devin Olsman, our analyst, and this is
Brendan Gagan.
a linebacker for Valparaiso. Does Valpo have a little bit of a revenge factor tonight, as you guys lost last year in a heartbreaking game at Crown Point?
It definitely, leaves a bad taste in our mouth thinking about that game last year. How we played and how that game went. We knew that we probably should have came out with that one on top. But I wouldn't really say much of a revenge game tonight. I'd just say that, we're just going to go out. We prepared all week to go out and do what we should have done last year.
Okay. And then also, as we've talked about in the pregame, they have an elite offense, Crown Point's offense. What are your guys' plans? You don't have to fully get into detail, but what is your guys' goal on defense tonight?
Fly around, run to the football, get all 11 guys at the ball, be physical. Crown Point's probably going to be the most physical team we play all year. And, if we can match their physicality and fly around and get everybody to the ball, I think we'll be in the right spot.
They have some very impressive physicals and just athleticism on that offense. Devin, do you have any questions for our guests?
How have you prepared yourself for tonight's game, since this is going to be probably the biggest game of the year for you guys?
I prepared just like it's any other game, with homecoming and, bringing in the big dogs. And, the place is going to be packed. And, that's just something that you got to live with. And we went there last year. That was the biggest atmosphere I've ever played in. It's a benefit that we have them at home this year, because Viking Field gets rocking when we got everybody there, and we know it's a big game. But I prepare like any other week. You go in, you watch film, you practice 3 days, 4 days. Watch film, talk to coach, and see where that gets you.
And are there any other guys on your defense that you think can really step up and make a name for themselves in tonight's game?
I think the whole defense really has a chance to step up. D-line, Cam Walden, Cam Asbell, Caleb Sharp, Omar Delgado, all those guys can really boost our confidence by, boost our chances of winning if they can win the battle in the trenches, And then, like you said, linebackers, Adam C., Ben Fedorchek, Brody Wheeler, we get Tommy Ampliotis back, we're getting healthier there. Corners, Tyrus, the twins, it doesn't get better. When we all play on our A game, we could be a really good team.
And that's one of the keys to winning a football game, is winning in the trenches. But we love your insight today, Brennan, and good luck to you. The Vikings, huge matchup for you guys, and possibly the champion of the DAC will be crowned tonight with a win. So good luck to you, and play hard.
All right.
Good luck.
Thank you.
We would like to welcome back the play-by-play, Brody Cosiera.
Yeah.
And there are about 6 minutes until game time, and we have 2 high-powered offenses that we talked about. And it is going to be a fun matchup between these 2 very elite teams. Brody, do you have any thoughts on tonight's game?
It's definitely going to be a shootout tonight between both teams. It's going to be a high-scoring game, and it's going to be fun to broadcast tonight.
It'll be fun. It's looking like good weather right now.
It is.
A little chilly at around 60 degrees, but that's
Yeah.
football weather. The hits are going to feel a little bit harder tonight, as Brendan talked about. There's going to be a lot of physicality between both teams tonight, and it'll be fun to watch both teams battle it out player by player, as Crown Point has some very special athletes on their team. We've been told there's a lot of people here to watch this game, and we cannot wait for how packed this crowd is going to be.
Yeah, it's a very windy night, too, as well. That might affect quarterbacks, the kickers, everything here. So it'll be fun to watch.
The wind has definitely picked up in the last few hours. It's
Yeah.
gotten very windy, especially here at Viking Field. And, Devin, do you have any more thoughts about tonight's game?
Yeah, from Marshall's interview, he talked a bit about filling in the gaps on defense to make sure that it's going to make Crown Point work.
That's a huge thing, especially because Crown Point has an elite running back who we didn't really get to earlier. But the Valpo linebackers that you talked about have to fill their gaps, and they're running. When Crown Point runs the ball, they have to fill those gaps. That's their assignment, and that's how you're going to be able to stop the Crown Point running offense tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, Larry Ellison has 531 yards for Crown Point.
Yeah, and how many touchdowns?
He has 9 touchdowns.
Yeah. So another high-powered player in this offense is they've scored a bunch of points. They average 42 a game, which is just a crazy amount. So that's the pace Valpo is going to have to keep up with tonight, and it'll be a lot of fun.
Yep.
So Valpo's offense is coming out Valpo's team is coming out to the field. So we will send you down to that.
Yeah, one thing we also did not mention, though, is Crown Point has running clocked every single opponent they face, so the clock just keeps running.
Valpo's goal is to not let that happen tonight.
Yeah. So it will be interesting to see what challenge Valpo puts up. And with about 3:40 before game time, Valpo is running onto the field. Fireworks in the air, high atmosphere tonight at Viking Field.
It's going to be a great atmosphere. Brendan Gagan talked about it in our interview with him, how last year when Valpo played at Crown Point, it was the best atmosphere he's ever played in. And Valpo is hoping to recapture that for themselves tonight and get this crowd behind them to maybe make a turning point in this game, especially as the underdogs against the Crown Point Bulldogs.
Yeah, this might be the first game that Valpo is actually considered an underdog. Maybe the Penn game they were too, but this game they are definitely seen as the underdogs, and they are expected to get blown out tonight, some people are saying.
John Harrell, who is this huge Indiana sports guy, talks about basketball, talks about football. His prediction for tonight's game was 42-21.
Yeah.
So Valpo is hoping to not let that happen, as that would put them as massive underdogs, but they are hoping to not lose by a lot, and they're hoping to shock everybody, shock the world, and get the win against Crown Point tonight.
Yeah, also coming into tonight, Crown Point is 17-0 in their last division games, and we're going to see if Valpo is going to be able to end Crown Point's streak.
Yeah, but a notable injury updates, DeMar Gordon will be out again tonight, but good for Valpo. Juju Stokes does come back tonight to play.
That's going to be huge, because that was a key piece they were missing last week, and the Valpo passing offense kind of struggled without him. Obviously, Austin McKenzie stepped up and played amazingly, but they were missing the key guy for this passing offense.
It really slowed down the offense in production, but some people did step up in that offense, and it really changed the game for Valpo.
Jacob Moore is still out for Valpo. He has 4 interceptions this year, so that is a key guy to be missing, especially against a team that hasn't had a turnover this year, or a quarterback who hasn't had a turnover this year, and he's the guy who has 4 interceptions. That's something that Valpo is going to miss, that turnover forcing ability against a team that keeps turnovers limited, but Valpo's goal is to change that. It'll be hard to do without their key turnover guy.
Yeah, also Crown Point, notable stat, they have not punted all year long. It's been 5 games, they have not punted once.
Yeah, this offense is elite. There's no other way to put it. So many great talent. As obviously we talked about, Elric is a Miami of Ohio commit, 3-star. Trevor Gibbs is a tight end and middle linebacker, but his offensive numbers are crazy. We've been told there are scouts at the game here for him. So
we can't forget about their coach, who's looking for their 250th win as well. The coach is also going to be helping this team win and going to manage a good game.
Yeah, Craig Buzea, he's a very impressive record here at Crown Point. He's 33-7. He's currently in his 4th year, 32nd year overall, and he's got 249 wins. So his goal is to get to that 250 mark, which is an incredible achievement for any coach.
Yeah, I was talking about Noah Elric. 16 touchdowns, no interceptions on the year.
And he's added 2 in on the ground. So
yeah, that is just insane.
just his numbers are crazy. There's a reason he's the player to watch. Is now Crown Point gets ready to go on the field, and I imagine there will be a lot of boos from the Valpo crowd.
It's going to be loud tonight here. The atmosphere is great. The weather is great. Such a great Friday night, but 30 seconds until game time here.
Well, this game has kind of sort of become a rivalry in the DAC, not one that was originally thought out as these two teams are far apart, not like the shared road rivalry that Valpo and Chesterton are. But both of these teams, there's a dislike for each other and across all sports, but football's the big one. As Crown Point's a 6A school playing with a bunch of 5A and 4A schools for football. But Valpo's goal is to try to become a 6A team and match Crown Point. So,
but as you guys were talking about Crown Point's quarterback, we also got Valpo's quarterback, Kellen Hosek, who's had a pretty good season as well, who has 7 touchdowns and 2 interceptions for 715 yards.
Yeah, but last week it really took him late into the game for him to step up and actually start doing something productive. It really took a while for him to get started.
But as Evan talked about, you got to remember this is still his first varsity year, so he doesn't have a ton of experience now. He's now 5 games in, and when his first game was a shootout against Penn, and he put up 299 passing yards and a plethora of TDs. So Valpo's goal is to get that Kellen back tonight because they're going to need it if they want to match this Crown Point offense.
Yeah, but looking at their Week 1 stats, Kellen's stats against Penn in Week 1, he had 4 touchdowns. He's only had 3 since. So it's been a little bit of a slowdown for him.
It has been a bit of a slowdown, but I think we can all agree Kellen's best game was against Penn, and that was against probably their best team Valpo's played so far this year as well. Crown Point's also going to be a very tough opponent, so we'll see if Kellen also steps up against a very tough opponent.
But he also stepped it up last game. He didn't have a turnover, had the game-tying passing touchdown, and had the game-winning 2-point conversion catch.
Yeah.
So he stepped it up, didn't turn it over last week. He's kept the ball out of harm's way, though. He might not be playing the best football in the world, like he's not putting up the craziest numbers, but he's keeping the ball out of harm's way for the most part. Showing a couple of picks, but it's not like pick after pick after pick.
Yeah.
So he's still playing very well for being a junior and only 5 games into his varsity career.
Yeah, no, Valpo's also going to have to worry about Crown Point's tight end, Trevor Gibbs, my player to watch. He's got 353 yards, and he's going to be he's not even a wide receiver, and they have to worry about him as well.
Well, Crown Point also has to worry about Keegan Bagley. He's had 6 receptions this year, no touchdowns yet, but he has still been such a threat on offense.
He definitely attracts, and there's been some games where he'll just go for 3 catches in a row, so it's something that they will have to watch out for. But talking about Trevor Gibbs, he's just a very, very athletic kid. I mean, he's a very high looked at commit for football, and he's a 6'4", 235-pound tight end. He is a physical specimen as Valpo is trying to get their crowd hyped up, and Crown Point is doing the same for their crowd as we are nearing kickoff.
Yeah.
Compared to our last game as well, we won't see as much running from Crown Point as we did from Chesterton. Chesterton ran the ball a lot, which ran the time down, but Crown Point will be passing the ball as well as their Ellison, their running back. He'll run a bit, but not as much as Chesterton.
Yeah, but he has some impressive numbers. You talked about 9 touchdowns, over 500 yards. As we didn't hear the...
But Trevor Fondler Jr., 10 kickoffs this year, 512 yards. He has been great for Valpo here, especially on their extra points and field goals.
And he's gotten some bounces to go,
Yeah.
as we've seen at Viking Field.
But here we go. We are underway on a great Friday night here at Viking Field, and the kick is up. Taken. It's bobbled, but it's going to be a touchback.
I think there's something in the grass at Viking Field. That is a muffed kickoff attempt, which rolls back into the end zone, so it counts as a touchback. But
we've seen some here at Viking Field that's been...
That could have turned very south for Crown Point very quickly, and definitely not the way they want it. When you have the ball first, you don't want to turn it over immediately, and then it's like that first possession never happened. So now we get to see this elite Crown Point offense, and it'll be fun to watch them go to work.
Yeah, the student section here is very hyped tonight. It is homecoming week for Valpo. But on first down here, Noah Elric trying to get Crown Point started. In motion. It's a little screen pass. And he'll be taken down for about 5 yards on the play.
There's Larry Ellison. So they don't use him to run immediately. They just go a short little screen, get a playmaker in open space, which is something that a lot of teams are trying to do with motion. It throws off the defense a little bit, but the biggest thing that you can do is it gets your playmaker a running start into the play and gets him in space early.
Yeah, good gain for a first down, about 5 yards on the play. That's a good start for Crown Point.
That's what you want from a screen pass like that.
Yeah. You want to get your offense started early, and you don't want no delays here. Here we go on 2nd and 5. It's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he will get taken down, 3rd down, about 3rd and 4 here.
There's some gang tackling, and there's what Devin talked about and Coach Marshall talked about. Valpo's filling their gaps. Now he still gets 2 to 3, but there's a lot of bodies there, and Brendan Gagan was the one with the tackle. So it's a key 3rd down early. Valpo has struggled to get stops on 3rd downs this season, and this is going to be make or break, especially against a Crown Point offense, who hasn't punted all year, as you talked about.
Early 3rd down here for Valpo. Crown Point. It's going to be a run. He's going to get the 1st down and more. He's still up and taken down around the 40.
Well, they just went direct snap to Ellison, so now he gets his rushing. Well, that's 2 rushes for him now, and 3 yards, but there's a good 1st down carry for about 6 yards. That's what Crown Point likes to see early in this game.
Yeah, Larry Ellison, 2 good plays to start off this game. Valpo's got to change something early on.
And that's a play that we're going to talk about is that we're going to probably get back to a lot is gang tackling. It's something we've talked about all year, especially at the high school level. There, multiple guys bring him down. It wasn't in one, but they slowed him down with other guys, and then one guy was finally able to bring him down. That was Devin's player to watch, Ben Fedorchak.
Here we go, in motion here. It's going to be another handoff to Ellison. Up the middle. He's got room to the 40. No one's taken him down yet, and he'll be taken down.
There's the senior corner who's moved to safety with Jacob Moore injury, Tyson Morris. They're going to, as Coach Marshall talked about, they got to start filling the gaps. That's the linebacker responsibility. You got to fill the A, B, and C gap, and then have the edges keep him from bouncing it outside. But they open a hole for him, and it's a very big run for Ellison.
Yeah, it's going to be hard to stop him tonight. Valpo's going to make some changes here, and we just saw about a 20-yard gain there easily for Crown Point, and they are past midfield already in this game.
Yeah, Crown Point's already coming out, looking great to start as well. They're running the ball. Now I'm expecting a pass soon.
Early timeout from Crown Point.
Yeah, only about 2 minutes into this game, and Crown Point's already looking.
It was just a miscommunication, obviously. They were down to 1 on the... But we're going to see that huge run from Ellison as Valpo's getting pushed off the field during this timeout.
Yeah, we've seen Valpo struggle a bit with the run against the running game, trying to stop it. They've struggled a bit this year.
Yeah, there's just no one on the edge, so Ellison's able to break through. And Devin, and Coach Marshall and Devin talked about it. It's filling the gaps. The edge, that's the edge's job, is to keep him inside, so he can't just bounce it outside like that.
Yeah, but a good tackle there by Tyce Morris to really stop that gain. That tackle there, if he doesn't get that, maybe that is a touchdown for Crown Point early on.
Valpo's goal here, I think you got to hold him to 3 now.
Yeah.
That's where it's at.
Well, from here, especially at about the 40, it's a long kick, and if you can get a stop here, it's going to be good.
Yeah, but Valpo's goals, you just got to be holding the 3 kind of as much as possible with how many touchdowns this offense scores every game.
Yeah, on 1st down, let's see if they go back around the end. In motion here. It's going to be a fake handoff. Pressure, though, over the middle, caught for about a 5-yard gain.
And there's the pass I was predicting. Since they had that early run, I was expecting them to be passing.
And there's Gibbs, Devin, your play to watch. He's going to get a lot of targets tonight as a talented athlete. And there's a 7-yard gain. This is a very cool play design from Crown Point. It's a fake run to the left. The entire offensive line shifts left. It opens the right side of the field for the pass. As if a guy in motion had a lot of options there. Very higher level play call from the Crown Point Bulldogs.
Yeah, we saw pressure, though, but it just wasn't enough.
It's going to be very interesting to see the use of motion tonight, especially from a high school offense.
Yeah, we saw it last week from Valpo, very high motion, but on 2nd down here, it's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's got room to the 20, no one tackling, and he will score.
And there's Jaden Rodriguez. He only has 15 attempts on the year, but he still has 170 yards, and that's his 3rd touchdown on the year. very impressive run from the senior running back, who's kind of in a split backfield with Ellison, who's gotten all the touches tonight early on, but there Rodriguez just finishes this drive off.
Yeah, let's take a look back at this one. Just finds a gap there and easily breaks through. Not even just a bad tackle attempt there.
It's just great blocking, though.
Yeah.
I mean, this game is going to be won in the trenches by both teams, and just a wide open hole in that right side of the offensive line.
But there's a
And now their kicker, who has not missed going for one this year, will be up as well.
better knock on wood there. Don't want to jinx anything here.
There was an encroachment on Valpo on the PAT attempt. Let's see if it changes anything for Crown Point if they go for two. Looks like they will not. They'll just take the 1 yard closer PAT attempt.
Early score here. 3 minutes into this game. It's just been Crown Point all game right now so far.
Well, it's what we expected. We expected the shootout.
Yep, the kick is up, and it will be good. 7-0 Crown Point early on.
Now it's just we're going to see what Valpo has to offer.
Yeah, can Valpo bounce back, or will they just crawl up in a ball and just stop here?
And for that last drive for Crown Point, it's not surprising. We saw that rushing touchdown, as they have 17 coming into tonight. Now they have 18 rushing touchdowns, while they have 16 passing touchdowns.
Yeah, it's a high-powered offense
From both sides.
From both sides, but this Crown Point offense is an elite unit. And Valpo, there are 3 minutes into the game, we already saw a score. We might be in for a longer game than last week, as there was a lot of runs last week, ran down the clock super fast, but already a lot of stoppage early. But just very impressed from the Crown Point offense. But this was what to be expected. Everyone expected a bunch of points tonight.
Yeah, short passes and long runs really got them there, and it was just an easy drive for them. It seemed like nothing was stopping them. All the momentum was with them. Nothing was stopping them that drive.
So now the question is, can Valpo answer?
Coach Marshall was talking with the receiving team. They went out. We'll see if Marshall told them anything. See if they have any tricks up their sleeve.
Here we go. The punt. In the backfield, we have Austin McKenzie. We saw him last week. Game-tying touchdown for him. But it's going to be a little squib kick there. And taken around the 40, but he'll just drop down.
Yeah, don't want to worry about the fumble, because obviously that's not the guy who they usually kick it to.
Yeah.
Very interesting start. Give Valpo a start at the 35-yard line, basically.
Yeah, a little squib kick there, and it was just weird to see early on in this game. It was something you would see later in the game, maybe. But
Jimmy Parisi was the one who just goes down 5 yards.
yeah,
Don't want to get laid out.
yeah, you don't want to lose the ball early here, but let's see what Valpo can do after the touchdown by Crown Point. First down around the 35. Austin McKenzie in motion. The ball is snapped. It's going to be handed off to Berta, and he will be taken down. Only gets about a yard.
Well, we talked about the motion last week. That was like what Valpo did down the stretch, was I put Austin in motion, hand off to Berta, and it worked very well against Chesterton. Nice. It is Crown Point, you can tell, adjusted from what they saw last week. Also, interesting thing to look at is Cole Manuelson is a massive nose tackle, very big guy in the middle of that D line for Crown Point, who's going to rush 5 most of the time. He caused a change in the Valpo offensive front as they switched DeAndre Price and Alexander Burkett.
There we go. It's a pass, but it's tipped up. Almost picked.
Definitely not the start Valpo's wanted offensively.
Yeah.
A run that goes nowhere and a tip pass at the line.
Yeah, he had the receiver open, but it was just tipped up.
Yeah, Julian was open. He had a little 5-yard gain there. Maybe more if Julian could break a tackle, but it doesn't go anywhere.
Yeah, right now Valpo is being threatened to have a 3-and-out, which is something Coach Marshall said in the interview that he does not want this offense to have.
Yeah, it's something you can't have against an elite offense like Crown Point.
Here we go, in motion here on third down. A big third down to start the game. Kellen drops back to pass. Thrown over the right side, and it is dropped.
An elite play out there.
And Valpo will go 3-and-out early on.
Griffin Van Titchett is the one in coverage. The outside linebacker is all over Jordan Saigon's route. knocks it free. Very impressive play, and now Valpo will bring out their punt unit. And a 3-and-out, which is what Coach Marshall said this team can't do, and they really can't afford against an elite offense like Crown Point.
Yeah, already not even a minute. The drive didn't even take a minute for Valpo, and they're already back on. The defense is already going to be back on the field. So.
Yeah, and coming into tonight, Crown Point has only let up about one third of third down conversions to happen.
Yeah, and they're going to let this punt bounce back all the way to the 12-yard line. Very interesting to see. They have a lot of faith in their offense today.
It's really interesting. You're going to see, like, field position is a huge part of football in general, and Crown Point is kind of just saying, we don't care about field position. We trust our guys on offense and defense. They just let that one bounce all the way to the 12, and then they did the skip kick and trusted their defense to not let Valpo go anywhere. So, interesting strategy to see from Crown Point, but it's working so far.
It has been. It's been working all year.
Yeah.
Valpo's defense is going to have to step up here, though.
Coach Craig Bizet definitely knows a thing or two with 249 career wins going for 250 tonight. But
Yeah.
third downs have been a huge story for Valpo in their games this year. They've struggled defensively. They've struggled offensively on third downs. Crown Point is 1 of 1 on third downs, and Valpo 0 for 1. So very interesting to see.
Here we go, 1st and 10 on the 12-yard line. In motion again. We've seen it a lot tonight already. It's going to be a handoff on the right side. He's got room, and he will be taken down, but he got a first down. Oh, a little short, actually. Correction.
It's another carry from Ellison. Well, it's going to be close.
Yeah.
Nope, you're right. You were right. Sorry.
It was a first down. It looked like he was passed. It was close, though.
And this is something this Crown Point offense is great at, as coming into tonight, they have 101 first downs compared to their 5 opponents they've played, only have 50 first downs.
Allowed. They've only allowed 50.
50, and they've had 101 first downs.
Doubling the first downs, and we don't even know it. They've already shown that tonight.
Already had 2 or 3.
And
Here we
haven't
go.
allowed any.
More motion here for Crown Point. It's going to be a handoff again. And he'll be taken down, though. A little less of a gain there.
There's gang tackling, which is what Valpo needs to do. It's a 5-6-yard gain, so Valpo filled the gaps a little bit better, but it's a run that still gets to the second level, and this D-line is going to need to play well, which is something Brendan David talked about in our interview with him. Is here just a huge hole for him to run through.
Yeah.
Tyson Morris needs to press the tackle, but it's going to be second and short, and that's what Crown Point loves to see. If you can get a 6-yard run every first down, that's exactly what you want to see out of an offense.
Yeah, we've seen a lot of motion tonight from Crown Point. Almost every single play, there has been a wide receiver or tight end in motion here. So let's see. Noah Elric, another handoff up the middle. He's got room, got the first down, and gets more all the way up to the 40.
This Valpo defense needs to find a way to stop the run game.
Right now, they are not filling the gaps, but it's hard. You can just tell this is a very impressive style of offense. Like there's a scheming that goes into the run game, and their offensive line has schemed up perfectly against a Valpo defensive front.
Yeah, and I bet coming into tonight, Valpo wasn't expecting this much running to start, as their quarterback is over 1,000 yards.
Yeah, probably not.
Here we go on first down. Elric. It's going to be a handoff, but it's going to be a little turnaround. He's got some room, but he'll be taken down for a 5-6-yard gain.
There's Ben Fedorchak. Devin, your player to watch. Reads it pretty well. I mean, it's still 5 yards, but that play sometimes can turn into something that the defense doesn't want to happen. But there, Valpo's over it a little bit, but it's still a very positive first down game for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
Yeah, if they keep getting 6 every time, they'll be getting first downs every 2 plays.
Yeah.
Yeah. About halfway through this first quarter, Crown Point up 7-0. Their offense looks like they're not stopping, and their defense is stopping Valpo. On second down, let's see what they can do. 2 in motion here. Seen it all night already. It's going to be a drop back. Elric looking. It's a little screen pass. He goes. He got the first down and more and taken out about the 40.
And it's it's a very impressive play calling from a play calling standpoint for Crown Point. This is a very hard play to run in high school, but you can tell they got the guys to do it. As you're going to see, it's another one of those fake run plays where the offensive line shifts away from where the play's actually happening, as he's just going to open up Gibbs with an entire side of the field open to run through.
He said all the room there, and they used it. got the first down and more past the 50. But first down here for Crown Point. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. He's got room, and he got about 6 yards on the play.
Gang tackling is there, but it's it's happening at the second level every time, which is something Valpo cannot keep allowing. They got to get something from the defensive front. If Valpo wants to stay in this game, they have got to force like a 1 yard gain.
Yeah. 6 yards each play is not going to do it on defense. It's not going to cut it. You have to stop them here. On second down, though, Crown Point at about the 30-yard line. Elric here. It's going to be another handoff to the right side. And they have tacklers.
And that's about the first big stop Valpo's had tonight against the running back.
Brody Wheeler is the one on the tackle, a linebacker that we didn't really mention in the pregame, but he's also had a very good year. It's still a positive gain of about 2 to 3 yards, but it's going to be third and short, and it's now can that Valpo defense get a third down stop that they have looked for kind of all year. As Crown Point's in field goal range, as we talked about in the first drive, this would be holding them to 3 and keeping your offense and your entire team in the game.
Yeah, big third down stop here. Viking field is stomping. Got to expect a run here if you're Crown Point. It's been working all night.
And coming into tonight, Crown Point has a 48% third down completion rate.
And the third down, he'll be taken down. It will be close. Will they mark the first? And they're moving the chains here. First down, Crown Point.
And here's just an impressive run. He gets met like right at the line of scrimmage, but breaks that first tackle, breaks the initial contact, and is able to get a 4 yard gain for first down. So another third down conversion for Crown Point.
Now they're 2 for 2 while Valpo's 0 for 1.
It's going to be a big part. It's been a huge part of Valpo's games this season.
Yeah, the defense is definitely going to have to step up here. Already at the 25 here, attempting to score again, but it's going to be another handoff to Ellison, and he will get about 7 to 8 more yards on the play.
They stop him short of the first down, but it's another very positive first down run. This game is currently being won in the trenches. This game is currently being won in the trenches for both squads. For Crown Point, they've defensively they showed it, and then offensively they are dominating in the trenches.
It's just been too easy for them tonight. Here we go on second down. Noah Elric. He will hand it off to Ellison. Oh, it's a fake. Elric takes it to the 5, still not taken down.
And there's that little rushing ability. He has 2 rushing touchdowns on the year, and then now puts him over 100 yards rushing on the season. He can run a little bit, so it's something Valpo has to be cautious of. And obviously, when Ellison's running has worked so well, that's like the perfect time you pull out the read option. More impressive play calling and scheming from the Crown Point coaching staff.
Yeah, 2:57 here left on the clock in the first quarter. Crown Point up 7-0, attempting to score again tonight. Go wide receiver in motion here, or Elric in motion.
They tried another direct snap, but flags down.
It's gonna be a false start on Crown Point, so this might be something Valpo needs.
First penalty as well of the night. Go to against Crown Point.
And that's something we've seen a lot of.
At Viking
in the
Field,
games
yes,
we've been
a
lot of penalties have played a key part at the end of last week's game, and it's kept us here for a while, like during the Andrean game. It was penalty after penalty. So here's the first one of the game, 10 minutes into the game, but interesting to see how Crown Point can respond if they limit that mistake.
Here we go, first and goal on the 10-yard line. Motion again. It's going to be direct snap, handoff here. And up to the 5, the 1, and he'll be taken down.
They're going to mark him near the 2, but another impressive run. So it'll be second and goal now.
Yeah.
As we're nearing under 2 minutes. Just another great run from Crown Point, and I think it's going to be the story of this game is we're going to see run after run after run until they need to throw it, where obviously throwing the football they've been very effective.
Yeah, Valpo's got to change something here early on. But the play here, it's going to be a touchdown, Crown Point. 13-0.
Yeah, I think Valpo, once they get the ball here, they need to start driving it down the field and make this game 14-7.
It's another rushing touchdown. Larry Ellison, a very impressive drive, just a wide open hole.
Yeah,
no really.
Easily got through there. And so Crown Point up 13-0. Here we go. The extra point is up. And it is good. 14-0 Crown Point.
So now how can the Valpo offense respond? Against Penn, they scored right away. This week they did not score right away. So this Crown Point defense and offense is something to write home about. They are playing very well early on.
You cannot roll over here and just stop. You gotta put something up. You gotta put pressure on the defense. You just can't roll back.
Came in as underdogs, and it's not even really a knock on Valpo as a team. It's just this Crown Point team is that good. As Devin talked about, they've won 17 straight conference games, a incredible record in the regular season recently. Just a few losses, and they've really been in the postseason. But Valpo, they've got to get something going here offensively.
Yeah, the last 2 years, their only losses have been in the playoffs.
Yeah, and when you running clock every single team this year to start off, it's going to be really hard to lose a game.
Yeah.
And especially if you haven't punted once all year.
This is a hard offense to stop, and it's a defense that we didn't really mention a lot in the pregame because I feel like we trusted Valpo's offense to be able to put up a lot of points, but they don't allow points really defensively. As Devin talked about, they've only allowed 50 first downs. The comparison of what they allow is this defense has played out of their minds this year.
Yeah, it's going to be pretty tough to stop this Crown Point offense, and it's going to be pretty tough to break the defense. So,
and what we saw for Valpo's first drive, we saw Berto get stopped there. I think Kellen's going to have to start passing the ball tonight.
Well, they did it twice, but it was both incomplete.
Yeah, all 3 attempts just.
Yeah, the punt is up, though. A little misconfusion here, but it's caught by McKenzie going up to the 35, and he'll be taken down. So a little grouping there.
That's the game plan, right?
Yeah.
Is just to kick it, confuse who's returning it, and get them all in a clump right next to each other.
Yeah, good kick there by Crown Point. A little, sky kick right there, left them up.
And this is good. This is good starting position for Valpo. But at last, they had great starting position last drive, and it didn't really do anything. So
here we go. Valpo here on their second drive of the game. Motion here by Kagan Bagley. It's going to be a handoff to Berta up the middle. He's got room, and he will get a first down. Valpo's first down tonight.
That's what they want to see. That's where we've talked about it because it's going to be the key to really a key game that we probably should have brought up is winning this game in the trenches. They open hole for their running back, Thomas Berta, who, Devin, you talked about it in the pregame, is this is their guy to stop. As you shut down him, you can kind of shut down the Valpo offense. And he had a little bit of a down game last week, but I don't think that's what you should expect out of him tonight.
Yeah, I don't think at all. As we saw, he just got the first down for Valpo.
Here we go, another handoff to Berta. He's still got more room, a little juke there, and gets another first down. Valpo past the 50 already.
He is an impressive runner. As we talked about with Ellison on the last drive, and the ability to break contact after being met right away and being able to bounce on contact and get extra yardage. That's what this guy is like, the king of hard running. Just a nice little eats the contact, gets 3 more yards off it, and Valpo's driving.
Yeah, he keeps pushing here, already past the 50 on a first down again. Kellen looking the pass, little pump fake, has pressure, and he'll be taken down. A loss of a many.
Nico Pavlon, who's got 10 tackles this year in a tackle for loss, gets his first sack. Just a very impressive tackle. It's great form, just able to bring down Hosek. It was all over this play.
And that'll be the 8th sack this Crown Point defense has had.
Yeah, it's going to be 2nd and 16 here. Very long play here.
It was a late stun, and it confuses the Valpo offensive line. He shows like he's going off the edge. Then one of your D tackles slides and opens a wide open hole that he was able to run through to get the sack.
We got motion here by Kagan Bagley. It's going to be a handoff to Berta, trying to find a hole, and he'll get close to nothing. It's going to be 3rd and long.
And right after taking a couple punches, this Crown Point defense immediately responds, only allows the 3-yard run and a sack the play before that. So it's now going to be 3rd and 13, but as we will head to the first quarter.
They're running off the field here. Crown Point up 14-0 to start us off. Valpo in trouble here to start the second quarter. We will be back in just a second.
This is Towing the Rubber. I'm Devin Alsman.
I'm Johnny Klumpy.
During this
And we are back here. Crown Point up 14-0.
Valpo was driving, but they just got shut down on back-to-back plays. So now it's a 3rd and 13 as we're going to flip sides of the field. So Valpo's going to have to throw it here. You're not looking for a 3rd and 13 run.
Yeah.
So it'll be their first completion of the game. They haven't completed a pass yet. So what can Kellen do here on 3rd down?
That's the real big question. What can the offense do to actually step up here? You can't give Crown Point the ball back. You cannot let their offense go out there again with another stop.
Again, it's an offense that hasn't punted this year, as you talked
Yeah.
about. So this is a very make or break drive, because if you let it get worse than it already is, this game, it'll be a very long night for the Vikings on their homecoming game.
Yeah, but let's take a look. Thomas Berta only gets about 3 yards here. Really gets taken down by the legs there.
Just gang tackling, which is a huge part, especially when tackling a guy like Berta, who's an aggressive, hard runner. What did Valpo draw up in this last offensive huddle? Something in the passing game, but it'll be interesting to see who they target, if it's McKenzie, if it's Julian.
Here we go, 3rd down. Kellen looking back to pass. It's going to be tipped. And 4th down.
Batted down at the line. Lucas Zimbrowski, who's another two-way player. He plays linebacker and wide receiver for this Crown Point team. Very impressive read. Justin, very impressive to see what Crown Point has done so far to stop this Valpo offense.
Yeah, but the punt team out now for Valpo.
Valpo struggles for getting 3rd down conversions. Isn't surprising, as last game they were 1 for 8 in 3rd down conversions.
Now
against
they're
Chesterton.
0 for 2.
And they're 0 for 2 for tonight.
Here we go, the punt. It's a good one. It's up. Take at the 20. It's good bounces for Valpo, and it will be out of bounds around the 12-yard line.
Yeah, Crown Point's team was already pretty much running off the field when the ball was kicked.
Yeah, they do not care about their starting position. They trust this elite offense, and they've showed it. Same thing happened last drive.
Yeah, they started around the 12 too, and so
now it's the make or break for the Valpo defense. This has been a very impressive offense from Crown Point, so it relies right here.
yeah, let's take a look back at that punt.
A little bit of contact, but then they just let it bounce. They have no interest in returning.
Yeah.
They will start wherever you want them to start, and they will probably end up scoring.
Yeah, no punts this year, as we've talked about before. So let's see if Valpo can be the first to do it. But starting back on their own 12, Noah Elric. It's going to be given off to Ellison up the middle, taken up to the 20, and he'll be taken down.
Just another huge hole for him to run through. This offensive line is absolutely working their tails off tonight and dominating the Valpo defensive line in the trenches. And Brendan Gagan talked about it. He was been talking about it this week. This D-line was really going to need to step up against this high-powered offense, and right now Crown Point is dominating.
Yeah, you got to apply pressure here, and if you don't, it's just going to be free range for Crown Point. But on 2nd and short here, it's going to be a fake, thrown over the middle, caught, and up to the 30, 1st down, Crown Point.
And now Crown Point is 3 for, or no, never mind.
That is Jacob Soley, who has 12 catches so far in the year. That'll be number 13. This entire offense has crazy numbers along the board. All of the wide receivers, or receivers for that matter, are averaging at least 12 yards a catch, which is just so impressive, especially at a high school level. Like, to put up those type of numbers anywhere, any average, passing or running, this offense is just so elite, and we are going to continue mentioning it tonight.
Yeah, it's just unstoppable here. When you have so many threats, so many chances just to do anything. But on 1st down, it's going to be a handoff, and he's going to be taken down for about 4 yards.
There's a good tackle from Brody Wheeler, and that's what Valpo kind of needs. It's a positive gain. It's a decent 3-yard gain for Crown Point, but 3 yards on 1st down is, I think, the least so far. So that's exactly what Valpo wants.
Yeah, great takedown there. Here we go, in motion again. It's going to be another handoff. He's got room on the right or the left side. Third down for Crown Point.
Yeah, this is going to be the make or break play of the game, probably. Valpo's defense has struggled on third downs all year, and they've struggled tonight. Devin, what is Crown Point on third down?
Crown Point on third down.
So far.
Coming into tonight. Oh, tonight they are 2-2 tonight.
So yeah, now they're looking to be 3 for 3, and this is probably the make or break play for this entire game. Almost is what it feels like early.
Yeah, you say it's make or break, and it's really early in this game. So
that's what it feels like
it does feel like that.
Crown Point's not even worrying because they have a 72% completion rate on fourth down.
But they'll be taken down here for fourth down.
And there it is. So now, interesting to see what Crown Point will do here. As we talked about, they haven't punted. But this, and it's 4th and short, so do you trust your offense to get it?
And
it looks like they're switching personnel, but I don't know if that's just that's just a wide receiver coming onto the field. So I think they're going to go for it. So they still won't punt, but it'll be interesting to see if Valpo can get the stop on 4th down.
And as I was talking about, they're 72% completion percentage in 4th downs.
Here we go on 4th down, have not punted. It's going to be a punt, their first of the year by Elric, and it's a great punt.
Valpo is not ready for that. This one goes, oh.
And it'll be taken at the 1. And he was on the line, and that'll be a touchback. In the turn of events, they tried. They had him on the 1-yard line and everything, but his feet were on the line.
We saw Crown Point was able to fake out Valpo's defense. They weren't expecting the punt, and they missed.
We saw the double lucky bounce. For both. It kind of went both teams' ways. This one hits at the 20 and rolls all the way to the 1. It is there perfectly, but Valpo gets a great break as they step on the line when trying to stop it at the 1-yard line.
Yeah, a little bobble there, and he's on the line, his back heel.
Zimbrowski couldn't corral it, and he steps on the line. So
that's a big break
we talk
for
about
Valpo,
what's in the grass here at Viking Field. A double lucky bounce.
Here we go on 1st down. It's going to be a handoff, and Berta's tripped down.
Also, that kick by their quarterback Elrich was pretty impressive, getting it all the way down.
He just kicked it like 70 yards. That is very impressive to see out of a quarterback.
We'll see what Valpo does here after now they're on their 2nd down.
Yeah, Crown Point, their front 5 have been dominating this game so far. But it's going to be another handoff to Berta. He's got room. He's got blocks. He's got the 1st down and taken out of bounds and then tackled after.
You talked about the front 5, and now here's a huge run from Thomas Berta, and it's another 1st down. So Valpo's offense starts this drive out pretty well. There's just a good run by Berta. They don't get a lot of bodies there, and they force him out of bounds, don't even get the true tackle on him. But the huge thing is they have a front 5 that they bring on every play, but they scheme it up where you don't know who the 5 are.
Yeah.
So it's going to look like almost a 3-man or a 4-man front, but then somebody extra will be coming in by the end of the play.
Yeah, here we go on 1st down. It's another handoff to Berta, and he'll be taken for only about a yard or 2.
And they're all over it. The front 5 once again dominate that play. So it's going to be the battle in the trenches. So now it's 2nd and 9. So will Valpo continue to run it on 2nd down, which has worked so far, or will they go to the pass here, which they've struggled with?
Yeah, you got to give Kellen more opportunities to pass here. You got to let him show himself here.
But they keep trying to run through the middle, and they have Cole Emmanuelson is the big nose tackle for the Crown Point defense, who is a very big player in the middle of the field. He's been pretty impressive in the run game.
Here we go. We got motion from McKenzie here, and he'll be taken down for a loss.
That's
3rd down.
Lucas Zimbrowski, who kind of made the mistake allowing them to start at the 20, but he reads this run perfectly and it's all over it, just in the backfield. There's that interesting front where you don't know what 5 are coming, and he just shuts it down.
Yeah, we had motion from McKenzie there, a little fake, trying to act like he's catching it, but timeout by Valpo.
Yeah, and Zimbrowski only has 7 total tackles, now 8.
Yeah, 7-12 left in this 1st half.
But it's just been Crown Point has played a lot of their younger guys this year with as we talked about, they're averaging 42 points a game. It's been a running clock every game. They've dominated every game. So when you look at the stat sheet, it's like they have 50 players basically who have recorded a tackle. So, but this is a game that both teams were kind of, the viewers were hoping that we wouldn't see a lot of the backups, but it's heading towards that with the way the Crown Point defense and offense are playing.
It's looking like Valpo's going to have to start doing something now, or it's going to be too late.
So back to Cole Manuelson, his impact in the rushing, like as a rushing defense for Crown Point, he forced a switch in the offensive line for Valpo. He only has 4 tackles this year, but he just has an impact that he's dominating at the point of attack, which allows the rest of the guys on that defensive front to get home.
Yep. There you go, Valpo coming out of the timeout. Big third down here. 14-0, Crown Point. 7:12 left in this first half. Coming out of the timeout, third down. And Helen's going to drop back. There's an expected pass. Pressure here. Guns it, but taken down on a hard hit.
Now Valpo is 0 for 3 on third down conversions.
Almost picked.
Yeah, hard hit there.
Yeah, he
Let's
got
take a
hit
look
as he
back.
threw it, so almost picked. Marks incomplete. It's no interception.
You saw
Tries
the-
to step up in the pocket. Great pressure.
Ooh.
And that was Cole Manuelson, who's the one that forces the pressure. So Crown Point's selling out for a block. Every guy on their team is on the front except for one guy guarding the side man for Valpo.
Yeah, they're not worried about where this ball goes. So here we go. It's going to be kicked. Valpo trying to get a bounce back.
Number
gonna go.
21 was under it and then just ran away.
Yeah, they don't care about the starting field position.
Yeah.
They just don't want to muff anything.
Yeah, the ball was picked up, and no Crown Point players were even on the field.
Yeah. So this is a great starting field position for Crown Point.
Yeah.
Valpo did get a stop around this field position last drive, but what are the odds they stop this defense twice in a row? Very low.
Yeah.
Stop this offense 2
Yeah.
times in a row, as we know how elite they are.
It's going to be tough. But with 6:53 left, Valpo has not scored or has not gotten in the red zone all game tonight. They've gotten past the 51s, but a sack really pushed them back and stopped that drive. But Noah Elric here, leading his team, drops back for a pass. It's a short pass hurdles him for the first down.
There's Zimbrowski. We talked about him. He's a two-way player. That is now his 9th catch of the year, but he for 9 catches, he's got 4 touchdowns.
Yeah, that was a great hurdle there. Move the chains there.
Yeah, very impressive play. And also another interesting thing to look at is Valpo can't really run their 4-4 that they usually run, where they got 4 linebackers all in the box, your 4 defensive front. They can't even do that with how good of a Crown Point rushing offense they have. They can't stack the box because of how good the pass is.
Here we go, run up the middle on first downs, got room, got blocks, still going across the 40, and you'll be taken down.
Ellison continues, and that's the key there is Valpo can't stack the box like they've done all year because they have to worry so much about what Crown Point can do passing the football that they can't stack the box, and it opens up the huge runs that Crown Point has gotten all night.
Yeah.
Problem is, as well as their running back, it's taken multiple guys to get down, as we saw. I believe number 17 was trying to get him down, and it took them longer because they had to get Valpo had to get a second guy to get on him.
Yeah, that's gang tackling. It's been a key, especially at the high school football level, where these running backs are very good at breaking first initial contact.
Yeah, another first down motion here, and it's going to be a flag on the play.
I think the entire offensive line false started.
Yeah, that's
Because everybody moved in the ball, and then the ball kind of came out of nowhere.
so maybe a miscount there.
And now Crown Point has 2 penalties tonight, while Valpo has 0. But the score is 14-0 Crown Point.
Yeah, we saw Valpo come back down 21-0 from Andrean, but this is no Andrean.
This is a different beast.
This
Nothing against
this
Andrean.
is top of the ladder here.
This is the best of the best
They have
when it
him-
comes to
This is
Indiana
the
high
best
school
of the
football.
DAC.
They're
Yeah.
17-0 in their last.
Yeah, this is the
division
best of the best when it comes to Indiana high school football team. One of the top teams, played in the state game last year.
Did not win though. They got.
Was their only loss of the season.
Here we go. Drops back for a little screen pass. Has room. On first down. Blocks. Still going. He has room. Touchdown, Crown Point.
It's Larry Ellison. They use him passing the football this time. It's a screen pass. That just goes all the way. And
It is
wow,
dead
what an
here.
impressive play.
Yeah.
It is now, the Crown Point fans are loving it. What an impressive play, though. This is just set up by how good the rushing attack is. It's a play-action screen, which is something you don't see a lot of, but it opens up a huge just gap in the Valpo defense, and a very impressive run for Larry Ellison.
Yeah, I know we don't have it, but we do not have like the timestamps of how long the offense has been out in the defense. But this defense is gassed right now. They cannot get a single tackle. They can't really get anything going. So it's gonna be really tough to see. But the kick is up, and Crown Point will be up 21-0.
Yeah, Johnny, like we were talking about, the linebackers for Valpo, those are players to watch tonight, and not much has happened.
Yeah, this is a dominant offense, and it's going to get talked about a lot all night, but it's what it is. This is a high-powered offense, best of the best in the state. Very impressive to see.
It's going to be a long night for Valpo if they don't pick something up here. If they don't make a change, they got to change something. It has not been working so far, but you have to make a change to try and at least get some momentum going.
There's 6 minutes left on the clock. We'll see what Valpo is able to do.
It'll be interesting to see if they run the clock out. Maybe, don't give the ball back to Crown Point. Try to make this drive as long as possible. Obviously, you're looking to score, so if you get the big play touchdown, you get the big play touchdown. But it'll be interesting to see if they're in a rush down the field because they do get the ball to start the second half. So if you get a touchdown here, maybe don't give Crown Point the chance to put more points in this half and then get back to start the second half.
Maybe chew the clock here.
Yeah.
Do something.
But they don't really have the option with how good the Crown Point defense is. It's kind of just going to be get points where you can. So it'll be interesting to see what Valpo does in this drive.
Yeah, you got to be more focused on scoring than chewing the clock here.
Yeah.
Just put at least something up on the board here before this half. Get the fans going in the stadium, something here to get the momentum. But the kick will be up, and it is a strong one. It will be a touchback for Valpo.
So you're going to start at the 25, and obviously it's the field position game. This is where you're fine starting. They'll start at the 20-yard line. But Crown Point has not cared about field position all night. It hasn't stopped them.
They might as well take the ball at the 1-yard line. They do not mind.
Crown Point hasn't cared about penalties or field position at all tonight. They've just been scoring points as much as they can, and it's 21-0.
I mean, they definitely don't like having penalties, but it hasn't affected them.
Yeah. But about halfway through the second quarter, see what Valpo can do here.
That last touchdown they had that penalty there 5 yards back and still were able to get 40 to get a touchdown.
Yo. Speakers in the student section. They are still trying to get hype here. And it's going to be a timeout. Crown Point. Valpo. Apologies. Correction.
We'll see what Valpo draws up for this play. As we know, Marshall is known to have some unique plays he's able to pull out.
He's talked about they've had some interesting things in the strategy this week that they worked on.
And we know they work on special teams. I know this is the offense, but they just do a lot of different things that you're not used to.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
so now they only have one timeout left though for the rest of the quarter. So interesting to see what they can do with one timeout.
Yeah, but you just got to get your team a break here. Got to at least get your defense a break. It has been a struggle tonight.
Yeah, Valpo cannot go 3 and out.
Well,
Yeah.
it's not even go through out. They can't afford to not score on this drive. You're going to take points, or you can get them even if that's a field goal, but Valpo's got to get on the board.
First, you got to focus at least getting past the 50 this drive and then scoring here. You got to get something started if you're Valpo. But on first down, let's see if they made something special in the huddle. Kellen here. On the snap, it's going to be a fake. It's going to be a little screen pass, and he is taken down. Juju Stokes on the reception.
Just read perfectly. Trevor Gibbs, the tight end, the very elite tight end, is also the middle linebacker for this Crown Point defense, and he just reads it perfectly.
Yeah, just about 3 yards on the play, 2nd and 7. Crown Point did it, a lot of yards. Valpo did it, little to nothing.
But it's a positive gain,
Yeah.
and 3 yards isn't the best gain, but it's a positive gain on first down, which they kind of struggled to get.
Here we go on 2nd down. Motion here. A little run, a wraparound from behind, a little fake. Another wide open McKenzie downfield and dropped.
And that's the interesting plays that I talked about with Marshall coming up with.
Drew up a trick play. It's a reverse flea flicker. So Berta to Stokes to Kellen, and he had McKenzie, but
A
little bit of an
overthrow,
overthrow.
yeah.
Just-
See this a lot in college playbooks. Not really in high school. It's,
Yeah.
it's hard to execute in high school. We just saw
But
that.
we've seen Marshall
Yeah.
has an unorthodox playbook as he ran the Philly special last week to
Yeah.
win the game. He's an aggressive coach, and it has worked out in his tenure at Valpo.
Yeah, big third down. Cannot go 3 and out. Got to get something going on offense. Got to get something started this drive.
Valpo's over 3 tonight on third down conversions.
Motion here, and whistles are blowing a flag on the play.
Valpo cannot afford getting this penalty.
Delay of game. Oh,
It's going to be a
that's
delay
killer.
of game.
So now it's going to be 3rd and 12-ish. Not what Valpo wants, especially in an offense that has struggled to pass the ball today.
Yeah, you're going to – have they had a completion yet today?
Yep, Julian had one.
Oh, yeah, that little screen, that little 3-yard, but you got to get something going.
This is the
They need something big.
Yeah, well, they just need 12 yards here, and we got motion again on third down. Kellen dropping back for the pass, but he's got pressure, and he will be almost taken down. Not stopping the play yet, but it will be 4th down on the sack.
Crown Point has now 9 sacks on the season.
Yeah, that's just, they read it perfectly. Valpo's punt unit will come out. I was questioning whether they would punt it or not, but now that it's 4th and because you're down 21-0. But Kellen not happy about the outcome of that drive. I don't think anyone in Valpo has. This is a
No one is happy.
very
here.
dead environment. It's something Valpo we haven't seen since that week 1 in Drain game. It's usually a bumping crowd here at Viking Field, but
What's interesting is in Drain also has players that play on both sides of the field. As of Crown Point also is playing on both sides of the field.
Well, so does Valpo, too. A lot of high school teams do have that. But the punt, no one there back to take it. Past the 50, still going to let it go. Now, if I'm Valpo here, do we let this ball just sit there?
yeah, I mean,
I
they do have to touch it down because in theory somebody from Crown Point could just come and pick it up.
yeah, but they're all running off the field. I
Yeah.
mean, at that point, just let it go. Wait for something to happen.
Maybe let the Viking field grass and
I mean-
turf just keep pushing that ball somehow.
Yeah. Or if someone does run off the field and then grab the ball, like, that could happen. That's possible.
Because they don't blow dead until somebody touches it, so
yeah.
you have to touch it
And
down.
the clock's running still, so, I mean, if you're Valpo, why not take that risk once? You're down 21. Here we go. It's going to be another handoff. He's got the jukes. He's got the room. No tackles made. He's past the 30, the 20, the 10. He's got the room on one play. Touchdown, Crown Point.
Well, we talked all pregame about the passing offense. Didn't even really mention Larry Ellison. And how about him showing out in this first half? That is his 3rd touchdown of the half. How it's just
The
so
jukes,
impressive
yeah.
from him. The agility, the ability to move, making people miss all the way to the house. And that's the 4th touchdown from a running back by Crown Point today. 3 have been from Ellison. The other one was from the backup, Jaden Rodriguez, who we haven't really seen a lot outside of that run.
Yeah,
But,
and
I mean, don't need him.
coming
Yeah.
into tonight, Thomas Berta had more rushing yards than Larry Ellison, but now Larry Ellison has passed Berta by a lot.
All it took was
After all these
11
runs.
seconds for
By
Crown Point to
decent
score.
amount.
Yeah. So 28-0 Crown Point.
They
It
only
has
had
been-
a 32-yard difference.
Yeah.
So, well, now we're getting into running clock territory, Brody. You talked about it. Valpo doesn't want that to happen, but we might be getting there.
Yeah, the refs are talking.
It probably won't happen until the second
Yeah,
half, but I mean, barring Valpo.
That does make these games go by much faster.
Yeah.
Means less airtime for us.
But
Valpo's fans have been quiet tonight.
I think some might be leaving, actually.
well, Brendan Gagan talked about it. Last year they played in a great environment. Tonight it's been just such a dominant performance by Crown Point that you haven't seen the
Yeah.
Valpo crowd get into it at all.
I mean, there's been nothing to get into, though.
Yeah.
No stops on defense. Made that one punt,
Yeah,
but
they forced a punt from Crown
to
Point.
be granted, the ball did go to the 1 yard line, and
But
they
the-
got what the hell, yeah. But that's not something really to be proud of there.
Thing is, these Valpo fans need to start creating some emotion for this
Well,
team.
The players got to make the emotion for the fans.
They got to get something to cheer about.
Yeah.
It's been a very, very rough game for Valpo, and this is a great team that we're seeing getting just dominated by one of the best teams in the state of Indiana.
Yeah, it only took 11 seconds for them to score, and the kick is up. It's going to be a line shot, and it'll be out of bounds.
We've seen some very good kicks tonight from Crown Point.
Touchback. Okay,
Yeah.
so
It
it
looked
was a
like
weird
he,
angle.
yeah.
I was like, it might have been, oh,
It looked
like
like he marked it.
But
Yeah.
obviously Crown Point, it probably wouldn't bother them if Valpo started at the 40-yard line.
I think it would definitely bother Valpo.
Well, Valpo would wanted to start at the 40-yard line, but they don't get to.
The 20, I don't.
Well, they started at the 20. If it would have went out of bounds,
Yeah.
they would have started at the 40.
Now we'll see what Kellen's able to do after that quick turnaround.
There you go. It's going to be a run up the middle, but nothing really, about a 5-yard gain. But that's decent for Valpo, but
Yeah, they keep running up the middle, which is very surprising. Crown Point has been stout there. They've gotten a couple runs, but it's been more of the outside runs that we've seen work well for Valpo. Those have been the big hit, like the 10-yard gains from
Yeah.
Valpo. They haven't really had a big hitter yet, but they've had a couple 12-yard, like 10, 11, 12-yard gains in the rushing, with the rushing offense, but that was usually on a run that got bounced to the outside.
you know, 2nd and 5 here. It's going to be another run up the middle, and he'll be taken for a loss. And this Crown Point team is hyped.
You can see Josh Miller is loving it. The Crown Point coaching staff, fans, and team is loving it.
Yeah.
They try to run up the middle, and it just goes nowhere. Crown Point is all over it.
Just taken down, nothing there. Now you got to pass here.
Yeah, we talked about how Valpo has, like, their key to the game that Marsh talked about was filling the gaps. Crown Point has been the team filling the gaps today in the rushing defense. They've been all over, especially with that 5-man front, the way they've played it.
Here we go. Kellen drops back. A little pressure, but he's going to throw it over the middle and incomplete. Nothing there.
Intended for Stokes, but a little bit of an overthrow, and it's gonna be another punt from Valpo, and Crown Point continues.
Luckily, Valpo's defense wasn't on the field for that long that last scoring play, though. So they've gotten a bit of rest in, and now we'll see what this Crown Point offense going to do.
Yeah, when you give them 2 minutes and 46 seconds, that's a lot of time for Crown Point. For them, that's like a whole quarter.
Yeah.
So they scored in 11 seconds last
Their
drive.
first drive didn't even
Yeah.
take 4 minutes, and
Didn't even take. It
whistles.
took one
Yeah.
play. Good kick though.
We'll see who this is against. Crown Point has got 2, while Valpo has 1 on tonight, and we'll see. And I don't think this is something Valpo wanted for their homecoming night.
Definitely
blown
not. You
out.
never want to get killed on their homecoming night, but it was very. Oh, flag on Crown Point. They're pointing that way, so.
So do you think this changes Valpo's play?
Would Valpo. Would you not want to go for it here and just take the chance?
I mean, it's 28-0.
Yeah, I mean,
how much
I
you have to
would-
lose, but
I would go-
they keep the punt.
I would
Maybe
keep-
a
I
back
wouldn't risk
pocket
it.
play
This
from
is
Coach
interesting.
Marshall.
maybe do a fake here or something,
Could be a
but
fake. 'Cause they have 2 guys.
it's not.
Nope.
The punt is up.
That's-
Good punt. Crown Point walking off the field. Funny to see. And bouncing all the way to the 33-yard line.
Mm.
They're just going to let it stop.
That's just super interesting.
Very interesting. I thought for sure, like, Valpo is on a 4th and inches, maybe a QB sneak. Just try to do something. I mean,
There's
for
n-
Crown Point, the difference between having to go 67 yards and 30 yards has been nothing for
Yeah,
this
that's
offense.
just
Yeah, they've
piece of
been
cake
good
for
in
them.
first downs after first down, so it won't matter really where they start. It just matters if Valpo can score, and I feel like they should have gone for it there.
And as you talked about, I mean, not what they want to see on their homecoming night, but it was also very interesting to schedule a team as talented as Crown Point on your homecoming night.
Yeah, maybe try and get something like big here. Trying to prove themselves, but down 28-0. Crown Point with the ball back again. Feels like this defense has been out here the whole game. But a little shimmy there, and he will get the first down. Thrown
There's
out of bounds.
Another first down. Crown Point's gotten. It's just first downs after first downs.
That is-
They've only been 2 or 3 on third down conversions.
That is a junior, Caden Smith. Just they're playing the younger guys already, and he's just he's all just very impressive catch from the younger wide receiver.
Yeah, but it's going to be a handoff to Ellison. got some room and some blocks, but about a 7-yard gain.
And another positive first down run.
Yeah, we really haven't seen a negative one.
No.
Not all night.
Even the ones where Valpo's kind of met him at the line of scrimmage, except for the 1 third down where they stuffed him, it has been all positive for the Crown Point offense.
Yeah. 2 minutes left in this first half. 28-0 Crown Point. This defense looks gassed.
Did just see Jaden Rodriguez sub in, so it'll be interesting to see if they use him and give him his second touch.
Here we go, motion here from behind. He's going. He's got room. He's up to the 30, the 25, and taken out of bounds. A little fake there. Confused a lot of people.
Yeah, just this defense is worn out. They've been on the field for most of this half. I mean, wow, it's just, you can tell this defense is really tired.
Just the opposite of what Coach Marshall wanted when Brody was interviewing him, saying he didn't want the defense on the field, and that's all we've seen really is Valpo's defense on the field.
And it's not even like Crown Point's having these long drown-out drives like Chesterton did. The offense is just struggling to get going in this.
Yeah, Valpo's offense having 3 and outs or very quick outs.
There we go. On the snap, it's another fake. It's going to be a little pass to the 18-yard line.
They go to number 1 again. Caden Smith has his second catch of the drive.
There we go.
That'll be his 5th on the season.
A little fake there. I think it's a little, but the play's going. A little shimmy pass and dropped.
Another great play call, though, is it's a rollout play. Opens up an entire side of the field for this passing offense, but there they missed the big shot.
Now Crown Point will be on their 3rd down.
Yeah, they've gotten stopped.
Yeah.
Valpo did get the stop.
I mean, they are in field goal range, though,
Yeah.
so.
Yeah, they are. So they won't be putting.
But a minute 3 left. Talking it over. The fans still here are trying to get something going, stomping the bleachers.
Valpo
Big
needs to
third
stop
down.
here before halftime. Can't let it get more out of hand.
Motion here. It's going to be a reverse handoff. It's a fake, though. Thrown wide open. Touchdown. Crown Point.
That's Ellison with another touchdown.
That's his 4th. And what another great play call. It's a misdirection where you have Jaden Rodriguez, the backup running back, who looks like it's just a handoff to him to the right side, but it opens up the entire left side of the field. Larry Ellison is wide open, and Crown Point will continue to pour it on.
Yeah, let's take a look.
They almost set like a basketball screen. This is almost like a flare play in basketball right here. Just a little like get in front of the guy, open up the long shot in the long pass, and it's wide open.
Yeah, but great pass, though. Just right in his hands.
Yeah, it looks like they're handing it to number 4, Rodriguez, and then they pass it down to Ellison, the other running back.
Kick is up, and it is good. 35-0 Crown Point.
A very, not what we expected.
Yeah, on pace for 70 points.
We knew this Crown Point offense was elite, but we all here expected Valpo's offense to step it up like they did week 1 against Penn. But this Crown Point defense, also got to give some credit to them. They've played a magnificent game.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be a shootout, but it's a blowout right now. Well, I thought it was going to be a shootout.
Yeah, we all did. We talked about in pregame. We expected both offenses to step up, but
that one website you're talking about predicted 42-21, and right now Valpo has none.
And Crown Point's on pace for 70. So
it's gonna. I expect the starters to come out after this half.
Yeah, it's gonna be
57 seconds to work with. Let's see what Valpo can do. Maybe a little kick return like we saw versus Andrean.
Yeah, maybe just something.
Got to get something going here. I expect to see a lot of cars leaving the parking lot this halftime.
During halftime.
But 57 seconds. Valpo's got to think of something here. At halftime, you got to change up something, too.
We will have the halftime celebration for Valpo, though, going on. So we'll have to see what.
Oh, they will be crowning their homecoming king and queen at halftime today.
That will be the highlight of their game tonight.
It will be. Oh, they're holding the kick due to the wind. First time we've seen the wind play a huge factor tonight.
Yeah, we thought it was going to be more of a bigger factor, but Valpo's going to let it go for a touchback.
So 57. seconds for Valpo.
This has just been a blowout. It's been tough to watch here if you're a Valpo fan, but great for a Crown Point fan.
Fans are loving it, and they've seen a lot of it this year.
Yeah, so maybe we'll see the implemented running clock after this first half.
You talked about they've done it to everybody, and Valpo was hoping to not be a running clock team, but it looks like they will be another part of that statistic.
Yeah, going to be another victim on the board there. But here we go. Kellen, it's going to be a handoff to Berta, and nothing. Just stopped.
They go up the middle again, and I get you don't want to, like, you kind of want to run the clock out, don't give it back to Crown Point, but you're not going to throw it, even like a short pass, just to see what
Throw
you
it
can
up.
do.
Just let Kellen do his magic. Let him just show himself a bit. But you got 37 seconds. Talking it over, maybe going for a kneel here.
Well, they have 3 out wide, so I don't think they're going to kneel it, but they're letting the clock off. They're letting the clock run all the way down, so.
Maybe a Hail Mary here. Kellen here. Dropping back, a little screen pass, and it's dropped. A little late hit there.
And Brody, Crown Point's defense was backing up, and because it seemed like they were expecting that Hail Mary that you mentioned.
Yeah, third down, just a little screen pass short. Maybe it's just like Valpo's just crawled down, back down.
Just out of sync tonight.
Yeah, maybe it feels like they've given up here a bit.
No. Well, it's hard not to feel defeated in a game like this.
Yeah, but when you're down 35-0, it's hard to really get back up into things. There we go. It's going to be another handoff to Berta. He's got some room. First down.
Valpo still does have a whole other half of football. They might not be able to make it come back, but they have to get some momentum going.
So the clock stops for a second because of the first down, but Valpo is set, so the clock is running.
Here we go. And it's going to be another handoff here to Berta. He's got some room, but this will be the end of the half. Valpo, 0 points.
Yeah, Valpo had a timeout still, right, as well. They just didn't want to
At the end of the half.
They were just going to half. It is we are in for a long second, maybe a short second half if there's a running clock, but
35-0.
The Crown Point offense is this. Larry Ellison's fingerprints are all over this game. Here was that first pass that we saw from Crown Point. Trevor Gibbs, your player to watch with the reception. But outside of that, here was Jan Rodriguez. The first touchdown for Crown Point came from the backup running back, but ever since then, it's been all Larry Ellison.
Yeah, Gibbs been kind of shut down tonight, but they haven't really passed to him.
Yeah, we saw that squib kick just taken down there. I was surprised to see. This is Kellen here, throws. That's the one that gets broken away there.
By a linebacker on a wide receiver, it's very interesting to see that from Crown Point, but they trust their guys. They trust the talent they have on defense, and it has worked out so far. And this Crown Point rushing offense has been the statement today against a Valpo team that struggles to stop the run.
Yeah, so that little turnaround there for Ellison, and he gets big yards there. Or not big yards, but good yards for first down.
But it's...
Yeah, that's an easy touchdown for Ellison. He's had too many of those tonight, receiving and rushing.
Yeah, and a big thing for Crown Point is being 2 for 3 on third down conversions compared to Valpo's 0 for 4.
And they've only had 3, and they've had so many possessions.
First down, they've had a bunch of first
They've had 6
downs.
possessions and have only had 3 third downs. That's how efficient this offense has been.
Yeah. It's just that's the great run there. The jukes, the blocks, the arm, the stiff arm, and everything.
Everything was working well for him.
And we will be right back.
Dirty water is killing around 800 children each day, and with your support, you can help provide clean water to children all over the world. Every donation helps a kid out and have clean water for life. Let's go farther together. Help us by donating to our cause.
And we are back here at Viking Field. It is 35-0. The Vikings are back out. It has been a blowout tonight.
A dominant performance from those Bulldogs. The 5-0 team, who is averaging 42 points a game, is looking to break their record of 58 points this year, which they put up against Portage last week. They're on pace for 70, but it'll be a running clock in the second half.
And the starters are definitely most
And
likely
the starters
out.
are going to be coming out. But it's been a long day at the office for the Valparaiso Vikings and Coach Marshall and his staff.
It's been a long day at the office here calling all these touchdowns.
Yeah, it's
not easy around here.
When it's a blowout like this. But
Yeah. It's
hoping Valpo can make it competitive for the viewers at home and up here in the booth.
Well, saying that you did mention running clock, that means the clock will always be running no matter what.
I don't know if it stops if it gets cut, but at 35 is the threshold, as Valpo did it against LaPorte earlier this year. But Valpo does start with the ball, so
That's a
maybe
good
they can get
sign,
on the
yeah.
board. But this Crown Point defense has been dominant today with that interesting five-man front, the different stunts, and they're getting pressure on Kellen on any passing play. They're shutting down Bird in the run game. Just been a very impressive game overall for.
If Valpo scores, does the running clock stop then, since it's not 35?
That's what we will.
That we are
We're not
looking
100%
that
sure,
up
so.
right now. Can we get a? While we get a look up on that, Valpo, this last half has no points on the board, no red zone, nothing here. It was just a stop there. Crown Point really just took everything that Valpo had and just shoved it down. So it'll be really tough, really interesting to see if Valpo does bounce back.
So it's once it reaches or is above 35 points. So I would assume if Valpo scores a touchdown, it goes to not running clock.
Yeah.
And then it's an exception of timeout, score, or injuries is when the running clock will stop.
Mhm.
As another 2 minutes have been added to the halftime.
Yeah, luckily we haven't seen any major injuries throughout the year or any minor injuries today.
Well, yeah, we don't.
Yeah.
You never want to see an injury, especially
Yeah,
with,
we cannot show
with high
those either.
schoolers. But we're happy we have not seen any injuries, so let's not hope. But those are just the exceptions in the rule.
Yeah, more time was added, but we did not see that many fans leave. We thought that this stadium would really be empty, but we still see a lot of fans.
They stuck around for the homecoming festivities as Valparaiso High School crowned their homecoming king and queen during halftime.
Home team is obviously not going to get the win tonight.
Not what it seems like. Hey, we've seen 21-0.
It's 35-0
what's
against
too
the
much-
best offense in the league. It's going to be improbable for a comeback.
It's very low, but anything can happen in high school sports.
Yeah.
Maybe Valpo forces a bunch of turnovers out of nowhere. We don't know, but we don't want to count anything out
Yeah, we do not, but
tonight.
it's Friday Night Lights out here.
Anything can happen in high school sports, but
Yep. But Valpo here warming up. Crown Point already on their sideline.
I wonder how aggravated Marshall is, because you have to know that this Crown Point offense is really good. So I wonder what Marshall's thinking.
But I mean, as you talked about, I don't know if you're upset at the defense as much. Like if you're Marshall, like you expect this offense to put up a lot of points, but I think it's more of the offense not really showing any sense of life in that first half. It's like, okay, come on, guys, we got to get something going. Like obviously you want the defense to play better, but like it comes to expect when you have this elite offense that you're playing against.
Yeah, I mean, Marshall knew coming into this game that you're going to have to put up points here, and with that happening, no points, no red zone, no nothing. It just sucks to see because he definitely preached that to the team all week long that we have to score, we have to score, we have to score, and they put up nothing.
I talked about in the pregame, it was my key to the game that they keep pace with the offense. It was nothing against Valpo's defense, as like even though they've struggled at times this year, but it's not like a knock against their defense. I mean, they forced a punt, which we haven't seen a team do yet. So it's not a knock on the Valparaiso defense. It's that this Crown Point offense is just that good.
Yeah, and even with the starters coming out later in the second half, they still found ways to score.
Yep. They were getting the ball to guys who hadn't really played a lot in the first couple plays, but I mean, all of their scores have been from the starting running back, and then the backup running back, Jaden Rodriguez, but he's like split carries. He still has
Yeah.
a lot of carries this season.
So he's not really as a backup, but like an alternative.
Yeah.
There
Just
you go.
gives your running back a break every 4 or 5 runs.
Yeah. But Valpo is set here to get the ball to start the second half.
Trying to look for something positive offensively to come away from this game with.
It'll be kind of interesting to see what Crown Point does with the quarterback situation, since their backup quarterbacks have one of them's played all 5 games but has only had like 7 attempts.
Yeah, that's a good point to bring
Yeah,
up. The starters are coming
They
out.
haven't used
They've
much.
played 3 quarterbacks this year.
Yeah.
Like that's something you rarely see. But
But the second and third guys haven't played much. They don't have many
Yeah.
stats as well. So
Yo,
it seems
I'm-
like they like destroying teams.
and there's your
Especially-
illegal kick out of bounds that we talked about in the first half that we almost saw happen. So now Valpo gets
Yeah.
to start at the 40. But obviously, Crown Point doesn't really care about field position.
They do
They
not.
have not cared once tonight,
Or
and
else
they haven't really cared all season.
I
Yeah.
wonder if Crown Point's looking at trying to beat their 58 points they scored last week against Portage.
I mean, it's definitely a chance. They
They're on
definitely
pace
have.
for it, but
they're
the
on
running
pace.
clock is not going to be in their favor when it comes to putting up that many points.
But the Valpo offense being so dormant and not active right now, it's
They're
giving them
gonna keep
sign of
getting
life.
possessions,
Yeah.
Thing is, Crown Point has let up at least a touchdown in all of their games.
Yeah,
And so
but
far, Valpo has not scored one.
Here we go on first down here, Valpo.
Portage scored the most last game, which was 20.
It's gonna be a fake. It's gonna be some action here for McKenzie here, and gets about 9 yards. And there's gonna be a flag.
There's some extracurriculars going on, and as
The clock is stopped. Well, flag, but
Yeah, because of flag. I would assume.
and we're take a look back at that one. Austin McKenzie caught it, but it's
it's that little like suplex that gets
but
that late flag.
yeah, necessary
I mean,
roughness, probably.
Obviously, it's not
Yeah,
really going to
Valpo's in
affect Crown Point,
great
but
position now.
I can't imagine that's something
Yeah, Crown
Coach
Point-
Craig Bouzet is happy about. You never want to see a guy just
Yeah.
do that for no reason.
Crown Point has 4 penalties to Valpo's 1, but score doesn't show that.
Yeah, but clock here. It's stopped for the flag. We're trying to see the rules here on the play, but it's gonna be a run up the middle on first down, about 8 yards.
But this won't show us anything. Sorry.
That's Berta going up the middle like he's been trying to all night.
And there he gets a positive gain. Obviously, it's a run, so the clock runs no matter what.
Yeah. But we're gonna be looking for after that pass. If it's incomplete, let's see if the clock does stop though. We're on 2nd and 1. Oh, breathing room for Valpo. Some life shown, and he'll be taken down.
And they are just all over it. Lucas Ambrosky is the one on the tackle. May not have a bunch on the season, but there's a reason he's a starter for such an elite school.
You know, 3rd down for Valpo. Kind of in field goal range, kind of not here for Trevor
And
Faulkner.
a 48-yarder
Yeah.
is a very long field goal, but if you're Valpo, you just don't want to take a sack or something.
Yeah, or a flag, anything here.
Valpo is 0 for 4 in 3rd down conversions tonight.
Yeah, I don't want anything to ruin this drive here, but on first down,
One
or 3rd
for 8
down,
last week.
it's going to be a handoff and nothing.
The trenches just get dominated. So many guys in the backfield, and it's probably going to be 4-down territory for Valpo as they look to the offense stays on the field here.
Yeah, they're going to go for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's just like 4 guys in the backfield right when Berta gets the ball. It's something that just can't happen. The battle of the trenches has been won, and it's been heavily in Crown Point's favor on both offense and defense.
Yeah, it's really been reinforced here
We,
that first half. And
we
now
didn't even expect Crown Point's running back to be the biggest problem tonight. We knew Valpo struggled a bit with run, but
Kellen
it
on
wasn't their
4th
main.
down will not get it short on the run, and it's
We-
going to be a turnover.
We didn't guess that it would be the running back who was getting most of this.
We
Yeah.
expected this passing offense, and they've had passing plays. They had a passing touchdown, but it has been primarily the rushing offense for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
So let's see here. Will Noah Elrich come back out on the field?
He will. So they haven't pulled the starters yet.
Maybe it's that scouts that are here for him. Maybe they're letting him ride.
And the clock is running right now.
Yeah, so
we are
on the
into running
turnover,
clock.
yeah, usually the clock stops on the turnover, but it will keep going. Valpo had such a great drive going, but then really just got stopped there. But let's see what Crown Point pulls off to start this half. It's going to be a run. And the backup, or the alternate,
And
Jaden
Brennan Gagan
Rodriguez.
meets him in the backfield. So they stop the run here on first down, but
Just too little, too late.
yeah, we didn't see Ellison there. We saw Rodriguez, so maybe Ellison might be done for the night.
I mean, he's got 4 touchdowns. He's probably pushing some sort of school record, but
Coming into tonight, he had 9.
yeah, he's been great. So we knew he was very good. We just expected it to be the passing side of the ball.
The
For-
quarterback with 1,139 passing yards.
It's been the run game the first half. Let's see if something changes in the second half. Up 35. Second down. Elric here, snap. It's going to be a handoff. Got room. Past the 45, the 50, and taken down around the 45. First
And
down, Crown Point.
Not even the starting running back, but the trenches are winning this battle. This one gets bounced to the outside. A great read for Rodriguez. Just a 10-foot wide hole for him to run through. And Crown Point will continue to dominate as Rodriguez gets a huge first down gain.
Yeah, that was such a big run
Sorry,
there.
second down.
Yeah. Such a big run. Easily got through the gaps, broke through, and just got away. 4 minutes already with that running clock. Time is already flying by. So let's see what Crown Point's going to do on first down. Elric with the ball. A little below snap, but handed off to Rodriguez. Has room. The first down still going past the 30.
Well,
Valpo's just not stopping the run. Even out of halftime, even out of talking with the break, they just still aren't stopping it.
yeah, and it's crazy to think it's the backup. It's not the guy who's playing every down. Like obviously he's got over 100 yards on the season, but he's been very good tonight. Added to his total yards and has added to his touchdown total in the year. Jaden Rodriguez has been very impressive, and it's crazy to think this is the guy that they have as their second running back on the roster.
Yeah. On the first down here, it's going to be caught. First down, and still going. Maybe first and goal there. The yards after the hits have been good for Crown Point.
And Devin, your player to watch. His brother has been watching the stream, and he's telling his brother that he loves him in our comments tonight. But another very positive gain for the Crown Point Bulldogs.
So it will be first and goal, I believe,
Yeah.
for Crown Point.
The chains are down. It's just
Yeah.
the down marker.
Yeah, the main thing's been Ellison tonight, but Gibbs has also done some very good plays tonight for Crown Point.
Here we go. We saw the pass. But it's going to be a handoff up the middle, and he will be taken down.
The thing is, Gibbs also plays defense for
Yes.
linebacker. He's done stuff as well.
Tommy Guago gets his 6th carry on the year, and in the 5 carries he had before this game, he had 3 touchdowns.
That's
Just
how many? I feel like
this offense has
these
put up so many
touchdowns,
points.
yeah.
They got some crazy touchdown totals for every player. Like this is a guy who's just coming in the like 4th quarter of most games, and he's got 3 touchdowns.
At this point, it might be the 5 guys in front of him blocking the people, letting them get through. These running backs all are doing great, and it could be just because these 5 are stopping
here we go. The run
the opponent's defense and letting the running back get through.
at the
and find
one,
holes.
taken down.
We talked about it's the winning in the trenches, and this Crown Point offense is doing it. Every guy on that offensive line, whether it's Austin Rivera, Torrey Brooks, Anthony Atwood, Austin Reading, or Nolan Cicero, all those big guys up front are doing their job and letting the running backs eat tonight.
Yeah, already 5 minutes left in the third quarter. It's been passing through, and
That's
it's crazy to see that
not-
running clock.
Not the homecoming night Valpo wanted, but definitely Crown Point wanted to play spoiler on homecoming, and that is exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, they spoiled every team's every team they face so far. It's devastating them. But it's going to be a handoff and a touchdown. Crown Point, 42-0 or 41-0.
He gets in Guandano, excuse me if I'm mispronouncing that. That is his 4th touchdown on the year as the 3rd string running back on this roster. Yeah, they are just a dominant team.
He has more touchdowns than the 2nd string.
Well, now he does. They were
Now.
both at 3, but now he has his 4th, as Rodriguez had his 3rd earlier tonight.
Yeah, the Crown Point looks like they're going to be running the DAC. And are they going for 2?
They might as
41-0,
well.
and they're going for 2.
That is
Like I
that's-
said, they're trying to get more than they did against Portage.
That's a little level of disrespect
But
there,
yeah,
and
that
if
is.
I'm Valpo, I would not be taking that.
Well,
But-
we'll see what they do here.
And they're going to need it.
Oh,
What is going on here? This is
seems like Crown Point just
so they line up for 2 and then kneel it?
Crown Point just
Or did they call no, they kneeled it.
I don't know.
I've never seen
They. So
they're doing
I
it
think,
to respect Valpo and not put points on the board. As they must know, this is a very talented Valpo team, but that they got the very, very best of tonight.
Yeah. So I think obviously for Crown Point, we're just gonna run this clock out. Just let Valpo.
That's very interesting. That's something I haven't seen before. We've seen teams come in. I mean, I remember a game a couple years ago where Maryville came in here on a homecoming night and kept scoring, and they went for 2 every time.
Yeah.
So I was like, really, is Crown Point going to do that? Not because they have Manuna tonight. They've shown they have a kicker to kick PATs, but
yeah.
just out of a respect thing, they
That's,
don't go for 2. They don't.
Yeah,
kick
we
the
really
PAT.
thought at the beginning of the disrespect they're going for 2.
Yeah, I
just
thought.
trying to break that point
I was
record
like,
they had.
wow.
That would have been a big blow there for Valpo if they got that 2-point conversion. But we haven't really seen any fans leaving tonight.
Well, that Crown Point student section is empty over there.
Yeah.
They know the outcome. What the outcome of this game is going to be.
long drive home. Just leave early.
Yeah.
You already know you got the
Missed the
W
heavy
tonight.
traffic here at Viking Field.
Well, there might not be that many with this score, but the kickoff is away. And it will be taken
Great
for a
kicks from Crown
touchback.
Point all night.
Except for the previous one that went out of bounds.
Yeah. Started him off at the 40, gave him a good start to the drive, but then
Valpo's stands are still pretty full though.
They're still here to support their team.
Looking to get their first point. Valpo's looking to get the first touchdown. As I talked about, Crown Point has let up a touchdown at least in every game they've played. So Valpo needs to score one. They don't want to be the only team that doesn't.
yeah. But Crown Point tonight has really been standing on business tonight, so.
And it's been very impressive from...
And just another drop by the tight end we praised a little bit earlier.
Goes right off the hands. This is where
Yeah.
you hit him right where you want to hit him.
Keegan
This is just a
Bagley.
drop, and it almost gets picked. Very close to being picked, but
It's bobble. But 3 minutes left, the running clock after the incompletion. The clock's still running. So this third quarter will be over in a heartbeat. And it's going to be a little fake there. The pass has some room, has some decent blocks, and we'll get up to almost the 30.
it's McKenzie, who was huge in the win last week. He's gotten a lot of targets tonight when Valpo has thrown the football. And they get the first down here. No, a nice little screen pass, get your guy in space, which is something that teams try to do early, but now they're just, Valpo's just trying to get through this game.
Yeah, so it's going to be a first down Valpo here. Kellen did a little bit of work there, but it's going to be a handoff to Berta. Only gets about 3-4 yards there.
They continue to try to run it up the middle, which hasn't really worked, but
Only worked a bit tonight. About 1 or 2 plays, we saw about 10 yards there. But
it's very interesting because when the runs have bounced outside, it has worked, but they keep trying to go up the middle.
yeah, I don't know if they're just trying to test some new things out here, by being down this much, trying to get something to work here. But here we go on second down. Kellen will drop back for pass. Throws it deep. Has McKenzie overthrown again.
That second throw that Kellen Hosek has overthrown his target.
Good route, has him beat up the seam in a 4 verticals type look. Kellen just 3 yards over his head.
Yeah.
Very close, but
Keep it a little
misses it
down
by a couple
more.
feet.
Yeah, 14 did all he could to get there pretty much. He was able to get past the defender.
So third down again for Valpo, down 41-0. A minute 15 left in the third quarter. It has been a blowout here at Viking Field. But Kellen, they're going to hand it off. And they will get about 4 yards there.
Now Valpo is 0 for 5 tonight on third down conversions.
The fourth down, and the offense is going for it.
They're
Or
0 for 1 tonight.
They're staying on the field, so
Yeah, it's fourth and short. They have not converted on third down or fourth down tonight,
mean,
so
Yeah, they're
What are you
0
gonna
on
do?
fourth.
down 41-0. Might as well just try to get something.
maybe launch it here. But
Just get a first down.
35
Yeah.
seconds. Kellen, a little screen pass, a little throw behind, and we'll get the first down.
It only took 7 third and fourth downs to be able to get a first one.
There we go. But they
There's
might
Austin McKenzie who's got another grab tonight.
they might just let this clock run out here. 15 seconds left in the third quarter.
And this third and fourth down conversions have just been plaguing Valpo. As last game, they're 1 for 8 third down conversions.
Yeah,
And here's
Valpo.
the quick little screen pass right to Austin McKenzie. Misses the tackle, gets the first down, and that'll do it for the third quarter as we head to the fourth quarter of this
Yeah.
this DAC battle.
It's not really a battle here tonight. It's been more of a one-sided fight, but fourth quarter coming up.
Buying a new house can be an incredibly stressful experience, filled with uncertainty and countless decisions. Fortunately, with Geisha Realty, that stress disappears. The Geisha Group is one of the leading realtors in Porter County, renowned for their commitment to helping clients navigate the home buying process smoothly and efficiently. They understand the local market inside and out, ensuring you find the perfect home that meets all your needs. If you're ready to embark on this exciting journey, don't hesitate to reach out. Call the Geisha Group at 219-771-5634. Let them help you make your dream home a reality.
Back to the fourth quarter as we do see these homecoming festivities. The pie to the face. It's Valpo.
One of their teachers.
Yeah.
Mr.
So
Plezak, it seems.
more of the homecoming festivities for Valpo on this.
Yeah, down 41-0 now. I want to focus more on the game here for Valpo's.
Crowd's trying to enjoy the night.
Yeah, have had nothing to really cheer for on first down. Kellen looking to go deep, but in no man's land thrown.
There's some miscommunication between him and McKenzie on that route.
Yeah. So we see more Crown Point fans leaving as we look over there.
Austin McKenzie's been a good fill-in for Damari Gordon, who's been out for most of the year.
Yeah, torn meniscus for him. It's been a struggle.
Gordon played only 1 game, got 9 yards on 1 touchdown.
He scored a touchdown, but
He is also a PC3 member.
he is a PC3 student. But Austin, as we talked about last game, he came into the season as a wide receiver 4, and tonight he's getting a lot of targets. It's very impressive to see a kid make the best of his opportunity.
Yeah, but he's not a PC3 student, though, so we can't give him a shout-out. But he has another catch, though, on the night.
McKenzie leads this team in receiving yards, and he was coming in the season as the 4th.
Yeah, we see this running clock still
And
going.
then plus tonight's stats, he's probably even farther ahead.
Yeah, 10:50 left. The running clock just beating down. The inevitable for this Valpo team. Down 41-0. Just trying to get out of here with some pride left in them.
Trying to get some positives against a very talented
Yeah.
Crown Point team.
Not that much tonight, though. Trying to at least salvage something here.
Here's another third down.
A motion by Bird on the backfield. Kellen looking over the middle. Caught McKenzie again. Another reception for him.
Yep, there's Austin again, where we've talked about him a lot over the last 2 games. He continues to make a case for leading the team, and now leads the team in receptions and receiving yards. Very cool to see for a senior who made the most of his opportunity, as he wasn't expected to play a lot this season.
Yeah, but with injuries, it really changed it. And we see McKenzie over the middle. Good catch, good pass, and everything there. See another angle. But Valpo going for it. And a flag, a late hit.
It's a deep shot intended for Jordan Saigon, but early contact disrupts the pass, and it'll be a defensive pass interference on the Bulldogs. And it's going to set up Valpo for their first red zone possession of the night. Oh, no, excuse me. It's a 15-yard penalty in high school.
Yep.
So
And in college as well.
they will be moved to the 42-yard line to start this set of downs.
Yeah, but when it's 41-0, are you really looking for those hits? Like you don't want anything to happen here. Like you don't want
They
injuries.
moved the chains again.
Yeah.
Excuse us. So close to the red zone for the first time tonight, but they are at the 28-yard line.
There you go on first down. Looking to finally put some points on the board if you're Valpo. Some motion here. It's Berta running in the backfield over the middle, caught. Has some room, taken down around the 5. It's a fumble and the ball is out, but they're going to mark him down.
Jordan Saigon, the senior wide receiver, he came in. He only has 3 catches before tonight. They've been targeting him a couple times. Almost got his first touchdown on the season.
Something interesting for next year for Valpo is we talk about all these guys are seniors except Kellen. Berta's going to be gone. Mackenzie Stokes, Saigon, Begley are all seniors. They're going to be we'll be seeing a different team for Valpo.
Here we go. First and goal. Has some blocks. Juju Stokes trying to get in the end zone.
Very close, but they mark him short, so it's going to be second and goal from the inch line, basically.
Yeah, it's definitely a running opportunity for Berta here, trying to get a touchdown for him tonight.
So now under 8 minutes. The second half has been flying by.
Valpo does have Gage Finley, junior, Sam Bernard, a sophomore, and Tice Custy, a sophomore. But Custy's a quarterback.
Yeah, here we go. On the 1 yard line, it's going to be a handoff to Berta, and he will easily get in.
And Valpo's
Touchdown,
on the board,
Valpo.
but
There's the touchdown that Crown Point lets up.
For the first time tonight, Valpo has scored 41-6. Horns blaring, though, but you're down 41-6. So,
Yeah, the student section's not making much noise for Valpo, even after that touchdown.
here we go. Valpo looking to kick it. First time tonight, so the kicker might be a little cold, a little shaky there. Go, but the kick is up, and it will be good. 41-7. Valpo is down.
oh, Crown Point, this will be a drive using their backups. Definitely. It'll be interesting to see if Elric comes off the field because he was there for the entire drive earlier in the third quarter and earlier this half. But
And especially with this running clock, 7 minutes left, that time just flies by. And if you're just running the ball, letting the time run out, it'll be over in a second. So just let the clock run out and you'll be good.
it'll be interesting to see, though, because now it's a 34-point lead because they didn't kick the PAT. So the clock isn't currently running. But it says the rule book states that it stops on scores. So maybe it doesn't stop after the touchdown, but after the PAT when the kickoff units come on the field.
Yeah.
What do you think Valpo goes to the onside here?
I just think that, no. I think they just,
Why not?
I think
Why not?
that's kind of a little, like, disrespect there. And the flashlights we see from the Crown Point side.
Valpo doesn't seem to be doing much with the song.
And that's just,
The remaining student section for Crown Point, though, is having a good time, jumping up and down.
disrespect on the Valpo side, playing the song, down 41-7, and their flashlights are out shaking. They're having a good time.
We'll see what number 97 Trevor Faulkner does.
Here we go. The punt is up, or the kickoff is up. And it'll be taken back. Definitely for a touchback here. And the clock is still running.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Interesting to see what happens here on out, but
Another
will Crown Point add on to this lead?
Another thing for next year is the Valpo defense has 7 seniors that will be graduating. So this whole team will be looking very different. It'll be around Kellen Hosek, and then you got a couple defensive guys like Benjamin Fedorchak Lucas Peterson.
Here we go. It does not look like Noah Elric is on the field, though. It's the backup, Kyle Bernard, looking to get his first snaps of the night. It's going to be a little fake. He's going to take it himself. From the first down, he's got some blocks and some room, but he'll get the first down.
Impressive run from your backup QB. Kyle Brainerd makes the play on using his legs, gets a little first down, and the Crown Point offense continues to play well even with the backups in.
And even in that short time, Brainerd is 7 for 7 on his passing attempts with 55 yards.
Yeah, we had a flag on the play. Holding it will be moved back.
That will be the 5th penalty for Crown Point, but they do not care.
Yeah, it hasn't affected you tonight.
Yeah, the clock's still rolling, though.
Valpo only has 1 penalty tonight, which is better for them.
Yeah,
but they haven't really had the ball a lot offensively, so that limits your offensive line penalties, which is where I feel like you see a lot of the penalties during a football game.
Yeah, definitely all the holdings. You definitely see a lot of those. But seeing with Crown Point, though, that they have been a little on defense, the pass interference has been light tonight, little to none.
A very fundamentally sound game played from both teams in this blowout game.
Yeah, with the running clock, too, it just makes the time go by way quicker. 5 minutes left in this game. Little low snap there. And he'll get about a couple yards taken down, though.
No, they're not going to give him anything. They're going to say he got stopped right at the 10.
So Valpo's backups in, too, as well. Just trying to get more reps for the younger team or players.
Tywin is the one on the carry, number 28. That is his 4th carry of the year. And he has 3 carries before coming into this game. Sorry, that's his 10th carry, excuse me.
4:25 left in this game on 2nd down. Maybe a pass here by Crown Point. Trying to get some reps. And there's going to be a flag thrown.
Kyle Bernard's actually a senior as well as Elrich.
We have false start on the offense. Clock's still rolling, though, so we've hit the 4-minute mark.
And you can definitely tell it's the younger guys getting on the field right now as the 2 penalties already on this drive.
Yeah, but we still see for Valpo almost all the fans. We see a lot of leaving, though.
And then the 3rd quarterback, Mulaski, is a sophomore. So 2 seniors and then a sophomore for the quarterbacks for Crown Point.
Yeah, Crown Point definitely spoiled Valpo's homecoming night here. But 2nd down, they're going to have to go far. They want to keep their drive alive. It's going to be a handoff up the middle. They got room. And he'll be taken down, but they still got a long way to go. 3:24 left.
That is Scutt is on the carry. That's his 6th carry of the year. He has 22 yards coming into tonight, as it is going to be 3rd and about 15.
So still a long way to go. Maybe we'll see a pass here by the backup.
Yeah. Only has 7 attempts on the year, but he's 7 for 7.
He is 7 for 7, 100%, 55 yards. A long for 19. 7.86 on average, though, which will not get you a first down.
Here we go. A little confusion on this offensive line with the backups. And whistles are blowing, flags.
Flag.
And that's going to be a delay game.
Wow. That's 3 penalties on this drive alone. Definitely, you can tell the little bit of inexperience from the
Yeah, but it's
Point.
also just like
They might just be running the clock down, too.
Trying to get this over with.
So the running clock continues to run even with the penalty.
So is that the play? Just keep letting the flags come.
As Crown Point, it doesn't affect them in this blowout.
Yeah. But fans now piling, leaving. It is a blowout here at Viking Field. Really shut everyone down. But on 3rd down, they go for it here. They got some room. Decent blocks, but 4th down. Let's see what they do.
So Crown Point will have to punt. So
again, 2nd time this year.
2nd time this year, they both come tonight. So it would be 4th and a long way for Crown Point, but
Yeah.
looks like guys are staying on the field, but I would assume you're punting here. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe the kicker's going to punt this. Valpo maybe have someone in the back. But 4th down here, a minute
They
29.
punt. This will be the second punt of the season for Crown Point, and Valpo can say they were the only team that made them do it.
Oh, they
let
come
alone
out in a
twice.
full offensive set, so maybe they're doing what they did earlier in the game and just going to punt it with a QB.
Yeah, but Valpo is losing. They're going to take the delay of the game. But Valpo is losing 41-7, so really nothing to brag and gloat about.
Yeah.
Making them punt twice.
It's something to talk about.
Yeah, but really we thought Valpo was going to come in here, be
Make
a
it
shootout,
close.
be a shootout with Crown Point, but it was just the complete opposite.
A dominant performance from the Bulldogs, and this will be the 250th win in Craig Buzea's career. Such an impressive mark for him, as this team will have something to celebrate tonight, not only with a huge win.
So on 4th down, they're just going to let this clock run out, delay a game.
So they're going to keep taking the delay game.
See, at this point, why not just give the ball to Valpo?
Yeah, but the clock stopped here, 31.1.
Well, usually you just kneel the clock out and
Yeah,
then
but
let it. Now it's under 20, so now the
It's
the
just
game clock is under the
it's
play
slight-
clock. So this game will
this is just
finish.
it's kind of slow.
It will be over.
Slow ending.
The fans are leaving. 10 seconds left.
So the 250th win in the career for Craig Buzea. Such an impressive mark as Crown Point comes in, plays spoiler on homecoming in a dominant performance over the Valparaiso Vikings, and they are now the only undefeated team in DAC play and stay the only undefeated team in the DAC overall.
No.
As Valpo will fall to 3-1 in the DAC. And
Now Crown Point
4-2 overall.
Crown Point has won 18 straight DAC games. with
Very
this win
impressive
tonight.
performance as
Crown Point.
Crown Point highlights tonight.
Yo, this is
But this is the second half, so Austin McKenzie, as we called his name a lot in the second half, getting a lot of receptions, but
Well, we saw a lot of Jaden Rodriguez here in the second half,
was
in
very
the third
impressive.
quarter mostly, but
he was very impressive along with this whole Crown Point offense.
Crown Point hasn't lost a regular season game since 2021.
And that streak continues as a very impressive.
yeah, we see the highlights. Kellen passes over the middle, good passes, had a lot of time there, but that was with the backups. But as we see, the only touchdown for Valpo tonight comes with the Thomas Berger run on the 1-yard line.
So Valpo is on the road next week, so you don't get to hear us next week, but in 2 weeks, it's Portage Portage for their second to last game of the season.
Yep. And we will see you in 2 weeks. Thank you, everyone, for watching. It has been a pleasure.